Toffee Blues, your source for all things Everton. This is the player ratings for Burnley 1, Everton 1. Don't forget to check out the match reaction. That should be up before this video, but we are here for the player ratings. Let's just get straight into it. Jordan Pickford, I've given him an 8. Now, I don't think it was really his fault for the goal. I thought it was more Alan Decore messing about with it, mainly Alan. Could he have saved it? It's not really what I'm going to blame him for at all. But I thought he actually kept us in the game, to be honest, at times. There was a great save in the first half where I think it was Chris Wood was through. Reacted really well, was out quick, made a great save there. And the second half, right at the end, a save on the line. So he done a few little moments where, you know, I was just like not happy with his kicking, and he was put a couple of players under pressure in the first half at times. There's a weird moment in the second half where he was right by the byline, and if we lost the ball, they would have went and scored. But overall, I thought he kept us in the game, to be honest, on a couple of occasions there with 2 great saves. So I'm going to give him an 8. I thought he's had 2 good games now. I know he's conceded in both, but he's played well in both of them. So hopefully that's a sign of him picking himself up a little bit. Yeah, he was always going to be struggling with their crosses as well, to be honest, because they're a big team and they put loads of balls into the box. So I thought he done well. I thought he done well, whether you like him or not. Godfrey, I've given him an 8, and he's going to get man of the match for me. I know Martin Keown's given man of the match on BT Sport, but I'm not doing that because Martin Keown said so. I actually do believe he was one of our best players today. Sorry, our best player today. Makeshift left back, because Delph went off after 30 minutes. Just got lots of blocks in, was, you know, trying to win the ball all the time, was always trying to be first before the attacker. Headed a few great balls out, and I just thought he made himself look big at times, and I especially liked it when he was actually shouting at players and screaming at other players if he weren't happy with them, one of them being James Rodriguez. So he's not scared to open his mouth. And just mainly because he's had to come in at left back there today, and he's a centre half and he's hardly getting to play there. I thought he'd done really, really well. He's never going to be a Luca Dean type player where he's up and down the line, but he held his own, and I thought he played really well. So he's getting my man of the match today. Yerry Mina, I've given him a 7. Thought he done all right. There was a moment towards the end, well, 2 moments really, but one in particular where he blocked just got his foot in, and it looked like I was waiting for the net to burst, but he got his foot in at the right moment, was patient, and another time he just done enough to put the defender off about 10 minutes later, and got another foot in, put it out for the corner. So headed a few balls out and stuff. I dealt with a few crosses, both of them did, him and Keane. Thought he done all right. Didn't really put a foot wrong. So he gets a 7. Michael Keane, again, a 7. Basically a bit of the same. A lot of headed balls out from crosses. Dealt with a lot of danger. They didn't really, apart from that first goal, they didn't score, did they? From any crosses in the box or anything. I just thought Keane and Mina held their own well today. And Keane done a few nice outfield balls actually as well. You know, trying to help us break and stuff a couple of times. His passing was good. So I thought he played well. He was the captain today, which deservedly so, really. I think he's been one of our best players since, you know, football came back after COVID and after the lockdown and stuff. I think he's played really well for us and probably deserves that captain's armband today. So him and Mina, thought he were pretty solid at the back, to be honest. So they both get a 7. Excuse me. Fabian Delph, I've given him a 5 because he was only on the pitch for half an hour and he didn't do anything really. Again, makeshift left back, maybe I'm being a bit harsh there, but I'm sure there's plenty of you who think 5 is too high. There's a few times he gives a ball away as well, but yeah, it didn't really do much, really. Didn't really do much wrong, didn't really do much positively either. Just, he was on the pitch for half an hour, there's not much to say, and he's gone off with an injury now, and even 8 million, which is a low price these days, seems like a bit of a waste of money, doesn't it? Because he's never playing. He's just never, ever playing, and he's always injured. So he gets a 5. No, I'm not giving him a 5 for the injury, just based on the performance day. He didn't do anything. Alex Iwobi, I've given him a 6 now. He was probably one of our brighter sparks first half. I think it was him who put a great cross to Calvert-Lewin. The keeper just saved it. I think it was him. But his crossing for the rest of the game was pretty awful. I actually think that if we had a better crosser of the ball, we might have won this game. But a lot of his crosses were too deep. Most of them weren't finding players. He was doing everything right till the cross, really. He done all right. I mean, he's right back as well, isn't he? He was a right back there. But they weren't really causing us too much problems down the left, so it'd give him more freedom to go up. But I don't think he utilised that freedom very, very well. He was on the ball and stuff. It was just the crossing that I wasn't happy with. If he got a few more crosses in today that were better, I probably would have given him a 7 or an 8. But he's not really affecting the game if he's putting bad crosses in, is he? I know we put that one good cross into Calvert-Lewin. If I'm not mistaken, I'm pretty certain it was him. But not for the goal, it was for Calvert-Lewin's chance first half. But apart from that, you want more from him, really. But he done alright. Alan, I've given him a 6, and this is mainly based on the second half. The first half, if he played like he did in the first half, the second half, I probably would have given him a 2. But he did pick himself up, and I don't know, look, it's not a foul because VAR haven't given us a foul, so he sort of helped us with that goal there, really, by winning the ball. And second half, I thought when he picked the ball up, he drived us on a bit, up the pitch and stuff. So I thought he'd done pretty well second half, but first half he was shocking. It was like he picked up last week's Everton fever from giving the ball away every 2 minutes, led to their goal with a pretty bad pass. Didn't learn from it at all in the first half, kept doing it all game. All first half, but second half, much better like he was last week. So, if he, I've given him a 6 mainly for the second half there. The core 8, I've given him a 5. Same score as last week. Look, him and Alan weren't really helped in the first 30 minutes. I will give them that, but I don't know about the core 8 today. He was in and out the game for me. He didn't affect it as much as I wanted to. He did try and get forward a few times, but he wasn't really affecting the play. He was just popping it off here and there. I just want a bit more from him. I've seen him have good games for us, I have, but today wasn't one of his best. Pretty average performance. And he got dragged off. I know it was on 87 minutes, but sorry, I've got that wrong. I think it was for Sigurdsson with 10 minutes to go, if I believe. Did he come off? Sorry, it might have been Alan. Sorry if I've got that wrong. Anyway, it just didn't do much for me. But there you go. Next up, we do have James Rodriguez. Now, I'll give him a 6. He was very, very quiet for large patches of the game, but he did thread a few either-needle passes through for us, especially one who I'll talk about in a minute, to a player I will talk about in a minute, who should have scored. But I thought at times he was really making things happen for us, other times he weren't in the game. So I've given him a 6 mainly for some of his passing ability, some of the passes that he did put through, and our forward play were pretty impressive. Nearly scored second half. Great save from Pope. I do apologise in my match reaction video, I didn't mention that. But he was alright. But you want a little bit more. Richarlison, I've given him a 6. Now, he got the assist, but was anonymous second half for me. I just forgot he was playing. I know he done a lovely way to ball to Calvert-Lewin second half, but that was it. I don't remember him doing too much second half. He was just winning the game, just like he couldn't be bothered. Which people might say is harsh, but I just don't think he done well second half. But he gets a 6, mainly for his first half performance, created a few chances, had a few himself, and got the assist for Calvert-Lewin. It's a lovely cross. But I don't know, it's like he's knackered second half all the time lately. Same last week, same the week before. So, yeah, he gets a 6. Dominic Calvert-Lewin, I've given him a 7. Did score once again for us. I think that's his 11th goal of the Premier League season. I think he scored more in all competitions. But 11 is pretty impressive. We're not even halfway through the season yet, and he's banged 11 in, so yeah. And it wasn't just a goal here. He had a couple of chances, but he did pick the ball up a few times and try and make us tick. You know, when he had to come out for it, we starved him of service a bit, really, to be honest. But I thought he'd done alright. Done alright for what he could do in the game and got a goal, so give him a 7. Subs, Andre Gomez. Now, I've given him a 7 mainly for flashes of, I wouldn't say brilliance, but really nice flashes in the game. He's played some lovely sprayed balls, and there was a moment where it looked like the ball was stuck to his foot, where the player was all over him and he still somehow got out of it. Thought it was James Rodriguez on the ball a few times with some of them passes. However, there was some moments as well where he wasn't great. Distribution weren't great. First half, don't think he'd done anything when he come on. But second half, I thought he was a better player than he usually is. I'm not a big fan of Andre Gomez, but I thought today he'd done alright, considering he weren't on the pitch for as long as most players. So I've given him a 7. I thought it was an alright performance from Gomez. It was alright. It was alright. Above average. Gylfi Sigurdsson, give him a 5, mainly because he'd done nothing apart from... Look, I'm not having a go at Gylfi here, but he was on the pitch for 10 minutes, and that's understandable that he does nothing, because he's on the pitch for 10 minutes. However, he did have one chance to win us the game at the end, and in my opinion, should be scoring that. Should be scoring. I know he's had a second to think about it, but he's about 6 yards out. Either corner, it's in. And sort of at the keeper, isn't it, really? He should have scored. Should have scored. Should have won us the game. But I think a 5 is pretty fair for not scoring that. But I've given the benefit of the doubt that he went on the pitch for very long to affect the game. It was the wrong sub for me, really. I think Bernardo Tosun should have come on that 80th minute to give us a little bit more. But ultimately it was Sigurdsson, and he didn't score for us at the last few minutes of the game when he really should have. Cenk Tosun, give him a 5. He's on the pitch for about 3 minutes, came on way too late. Whether you like him or not, he's a goal scorer. I think he should have been brought on earlier, but that's just me. And that is the player ratings. Ben Godfrey is my man of the match, on par with Jordan Pickford. I've given it to Godfrey though because he was out of position for the majority of the game, and I thought he'd done really, really well. So looks like a good player, looks like a good athlete for the future as well. He's only 22, so I think he's got a lot to give for Everton. And yeah, carry on shouting at players, mate, if they're not doing their job. That is the player ratings video. Don't forget to check out the match reaction as well. Please like and share and subscribe to the channel. And if you want to see my channel where I talk about all these films behind me, the link will be in the description. For more on the Toffee Blues, stay tuned to the channel. Thanks very much. See you later.